Welcome back to the Mexican Formula FG Grand Prix. Back here with Saeed. He's got himself just over 20 laps to go to the finish, as we see Utsa having a look at his teammate. Into the final corner they'll go. Martins holds the outside. Utsa will have a nicer run though, I think. He might have a look down at the first corner. Saeed though, he's pulled out to 5 seconds now. Rain's still coming down. It's not horrible though. It's manageable, as Rob Sharp now finds himself into 9th place. He's moved past Andy Black. Burner will no doubt have a look for the final point. By far Andy Black's best effort of the year. Well, I think. I think he scored points elsewhere. I can't remember exactly where. As Barrett looks to unlap himself from Chaco, who's in 4th place, and I can only think that it's not really worth it. Nor is it particularly possible, it seems. And he's putting a lot of pressure on Chaco, which I don't think it's entirely warranted. You know, you're a lap down, stay a lap down. I mean, you know, what are you going to do over? And he goes past. So Chaco's day just becomes a lot more complicated now. As Tom Barrett moves past him, but it's not full position. And no, I wouldn't be surprised in a few moments that he'll be shown a blue flag and get told to get back behind Chaco. In which case, it's just going to slow them both down. Utsa here, he's still behind Martins, ducking and weaving. He can't find a way past. Five seconds back to Davizioso, who I think by now must be a similar situation back to Rinyaho as well. "20 laps to go. If it stopped raining right now, it'd be very interesting to see how quickly the track riders. Utsu will have another look up the inside, final corner on Martins. Again, Martins holds very nicely around the outside, in fact. Down the straight they'll go again. So he's got only 4.2 seconds to Rinyaho. And I think at this rate he's making a good go of it, Rinyaho. 19th to 3rd, could be 19th to 2nd very soon. Ben Herbert struggling there, gets the car to turn in eventually. I think Herbert has his teammate right behind. For how much longer, I'm not really sure. Bailey was in very fine form in the opening few laps, led a few laps. looking strong into 6th, but he's been relegated thanks to a electrical problem. Dovizioso, it's only 3.7 now to Rinyaho. That's coming down at a rate of knots. Oop. Deal. A little bit slow, a little bit wide, a little bit scrappy, but he gets through it. Is he going to lose a bit of time there? Yeah, he's going to lose about 0.7 of a second. And this whole time, while not much has been happening between Deal and Cox, but Sigalakis has just been catching him a little bit by a little bit. Paddock rumour is that the Cosworth is the most powerful engine on race day. The Honda in the back of the Entec isn't too bad, but it's not quite the same as Martin's. Goes very, very high, and I'm not sure if that was really a good idea. As you can see the two RDs battling in the background, it allows Utsa to take a very sweet line, perfect racing line, I think, almost. Oh, there's a bit defensive, and Utsa's there at these knocks, and they both seem to get through it. The Lamborghini engine just not packing enough punch. Bandy Black getting squiggles on corner entry there. So far, still only one retirement. No mechanical faults to mention as of yet. Back to Dovizioso now. Saeed is just driving away with this. I'm not even sure, even if Rinyaho swept around, as Bailey's actually moved past Herbert here, so he's gone past his teammate. 14th place. You can see Utsa and Martin's up ahead, which is a battle for 12th. Not sure, it might be a little bit, he's a long way behind, he's the entire main straight behind points, and Herbert isn't done yet either, so I don't think it's going to be his day today again, Matt Bailey. Saeed, through the S's, no problems. 6.2 to Dovizioso. Seemed to be struggling a little bit there with his car as Rinyaho's down to 2.4 seconds. Barrett seems to be catching both of them. Just a massive shame he's already a lap down. Chaco finds himself 5.1 seconds ahead of Deal. Cox finds himself right in the middle. So 1.3 ahead and 1.1 behind him. Doesn't seem to be doing much to get Deal. Sigalakis, meanwhile, he's doing a lot to get both of them, as McNamara's got a serious problem in the form of Rob Sharp looming up behind him. Martins continues to hold Utsa behind. Utsa having another look again up the inside. And again, he's so close, but he just can't find that last little bit. And in fact, Bailey is catching them both quite nicely. Now it's 1.9 seconds to Dovizioso, so we'll have a look in a moment. No doubt that'll be cut back again. 1.7. Back back to the front though with Saeed. Time is ticking away, laps are ticking down. It's only 15 laps now, and doesn't seem like anything's going to stop him as Utsa again tries up the inside, and again Martins just holds around the outside, and I don't think anything's going to happen this lap either. 1.5 now, Dovizioso to Rinjaho. Dovizioso is just hanging on for dear life, it seems, at the moment. If we can get through the S's each lap, he must be thinking, oh, thank God. .2 now, Rinjaho. It's fantastic, he's just catching up so easily. As Sigalakis finds himself, round he goes, there goes the front wing. That's going to be a long wait to get anywhere. Long time in the pits. It's 1 second now between Rinjaho and Dovizioso. Barris, well, he's catching up as well on them, but it doesn't really count. As it seems Sigalakis is going again, he'll be in the pits very soon, no doubt. That completely releases Jamie Cox. .8. But I wonder, is Barrett going to end up being the difference here? Is Barrett going to make a difference to these two battling? Like, he's having a look up the inside there of Rinjaho, and that's just... It must be frustrating for the Finn. As Sigalakis comes back out of the lane in 21st. That's a shame for him. This time Utsa actually gets well alongside Martins. Oh, he might get up the inside. Martins, it's all about traction now. I think Utsa might have enough. Oh, I've been wrong before though. Yeah. Oh no. Maybe. And in the end, Utsa allows him around the outside, and I wouldn't have stood for that move. I think Utsa had the right to that corner. In the end, though, what that has done, it means Matt Bailey's now on the back of both of them. 12 laps to go for the Australian. It could happen. Get past both of them. Well, maybe not. He's got to find a second lap on Andy Black. I'm not sure that's going to happen. Actually, never know. As now it'll get interesting. Bailey moves out of the slipstream. I think, yeah, Herbert's way too far behind now. He's got all the speed, Bailey, because he's taking the correct line. He's just got nowhere to use it. Oh, now now Herbert is very close. Meanwhile, this is interesting because now Sigalakis has gotten involved, and there's a yellow flag as well. I think Martins may have been shown the door by someone. Maybe not. Doesn't seem like anyone's near. Oh, hang on. Oh, that seems to be a transmission problem. That's a massive shame there for Martins. He was fighting very well. That will release Utsa and quite possibly release Bailey. As Sigalakis has moved past Barrett, now he'll probably look to go past Rinyaho, which might actually work. It might actually happen. You know, in all of this, Rinyaho's ended up losing time to Dovizioso. So that's all but ended any chances of Rinyaho pushing for the win. Having a look back to the front, and then back to Andy Black, and he seemed to struggle a little bit there. Will turn in, gets through the corner, no problems. Saeed, nothing has worried him all day. Sigalakis now, he's going to have a look on Rinyaho, and it's actually going to happen, I think. Yep, there he goes. Oh, and he pulls Barrett with him, so... Now, Rinyaho must be thinking, well, Sigalakis is surely going to hold up. Dovizioso here, yeah, look at them having to go side by side. Oh, Sigalakis having a look up the inside, not going to happen. They're still running side by side. Rinyaho seems to have cleared, yeah, he's cleared Barrett. If Rinyaho is close enough, I think he'll be able to... Sigalakis will pull Rinyaho through. Meanwhile, Chaco's just sort of, you know, lumbered up to this group and like, oh yeah, I wouldn't mind getting another position at some stage. Oh, here we go, Sigalakis having a look up the inside, final corner. He's ahead, he's ahead, he's ahead. He's definitely ahead. Rinyaho is probably going to be kicking himself saying, nah, slow him down somewhere else. Because now, in fact, Sigalakis has moved over for blue flags. But now he's very close to Dovizioso again. He might have a look up the inside. Or not. Rinyaho still finds himself just a mere second behind. Oh, Rob Sharp is just getting a little bit closer all the time to McNamara as well. We go back towards the front in this battle for second. That's also a battle for 19th. And what this shows you is that Sigalakis could have been up here. Meanwhile, he'll have a look to the inside yet again, as will Barrett. Yes, I think that may have been, again, pulling over. Rinyaho, what he really needs to do is get rid of Barrett. Look back up front again, Saeed continues to negotiate the track. Barrett continues to hassle Rinyaho. Now that's going wide and that's going to severely slow the fin. As you can see, a plume up ahead. Just. So he's just pulling out more and more time as the second and third are falling over the back markers. Or vice versa, I guess you could look at it. Sigalakis again, we'll have a look up the inside. Barrett will do the same. Now, perhaps, that is enough of a gap that Rinyaho is done with Tom Barrett. And now perhaps he can be on hand for when Sigalakis, no doubt, will probably go up the inside of the last corner again, get shown blue flags and have to pull over. Oops, that's a wide line. For that, Matt Bailey takes a nicer line. He's in the slipstream. 0.4 of a second. Don't think he'll get it this lap. That puts him in... Well, if he does get past, that'll put Matt Bailey into 11th, which is on the cusp. If something happens like this, Omar Saeed, that's a missing wheel. He's made one mistake all day, and it's going to be terminal. Here we go, coming around the S's. Nope. Nope. Oh no. Our race leader. And suddenly, that battle that was for second is now a battle for first. Rinyaho has a chance to win for DTK. Dovizioso, likewise, Chaco's in the podium. Oh goodness. All of a sudden now, you know, Bailey and Utsa are fighting over a point. All of that time, Rinyaho having to fight with back markers, now going to come back to bite him. Oh, hello. What's happened now? Rinyaho's off at the first corner. What's happened here? Oh, he's made a mistake himself. What he's done there is he's thrown away a win. Well, a possibility at least. As Sharp has moved past McNamara, who has a problem. You wouldn't believe it. This guy cannot catch a break. And so Matt Bailey moves into 10th. It's just getting worse and worse for Rinyaho. His teammate moves past. So then, Dovizioso finds himself in control of the race. 5 laps to go. If you can call it control, I don't know if you can. Barrett's going to look to go past him. It's probably a good idea just to let him go now. Oh, you're on. Oh, goodness. He's made a meal of that. Now Chaco's right on the back of him. Pablo Deal is in the fight with Cox for the podium, but the thing is, they're not very far away from the battle for the lead. It's only, you know, a bit over 2, so about 3 seconds behind the leader. Sharp is in 5th without a warrior in the world. Burner's moved up into 6th. He's come from 22nd to do that. Black's in 7th. It's 8th. Matt Bailey 9th. Hunsley is fighting with Herbert for the final point. If he's gonna. Oh! A little bit of a nudge there from the 1991 champion to the first Formula FG champion, who I think has also won an F1 championship. There we go. Oh, and he holds it as well, Ben Herbert. Willing to get his elbows out in protection of that final point. McNamara pops back out in 14th, but he'll probably be on fresh tyres, so it'll be interesting to see what he can do now. As we'll find our way back to the front, where Dovizioso now has to hold off Chaco a mere 1.2 seconds. Jamie Cox finds himself 0.6 of a second behind Deal, but doesn't seem to be making any ground into that. 1 second between the top 2 with 4 laps remaining. We're on for a grandstand finish here in Mexico. Can Dovizioso win a second Grand Prix? Just look at the top 10. Up 10, up 12, up 14, up 2 people, up 16. Bailey's the only one that's lost. Oh, hello, Dovizioso. He's found himself onto the curb there, and Chaco's going to move past with ease. On board here with Dovizioso. He just doesn't quite get it, and he can't get himself off the curb. Chaco moves past so easily now. Deal and Cox are right on for this. You wouldn't believe it. This race is just getting more and more hectic as we get closer to the end. McNamara has moved past Rinyaho, as we can see down the bottom there. His race isn't, well, it is, but it isn't entirely over. He might be able to do something. I think Chaco, though, he's pulled out half a second, but Dovizioso now, he's going to have to hold back Deal and Cox, both of which will fancy themselves down the straight on him. Chaco, though, he must be fancying himself for a victory now. 3 laps to go. He's just hit the lead. Pablo Deal, it might not be this lap. It might have to be next lap. Jamie Cox, you know, he started a long way down in 18th. I don't think he's shown the pace this weekend. Not like he did last weekend. He was always on it last weekend. He might get somewhere as Chaco makes a little bit of a mistake. Dovizioso makes another mistake. He's on the outside now as Deal goes past him. Cox now has to fight, but that's rather easy. And Deal moves up now. As the rain starts, is it just me or is that rain getting a little bit heavier? It looks a little bit grayer out there. You know, this race is not over. Sounds like maybe a bit of thunder or something as Cox is right on the back. Dovizioso here, he's going to have a look up the inside. I don't think that was particularly needed. Nearly a collision between the two. 2 laps to go and, well, Chaco is now driving away with it. He's got 1.6 seconds. Cox having a look to draft past up the inside. This is going to be side by side stuff perhaps. No, Cox lets him go. McNamara, here we go, we found him. He's moved himself into 12th place then with that. think that'll be the most he can do. Hunsley's still chasing her, but Bailey still battling with Utsa. Black is just by himself. Burner Sharp, sorry. Back with Cox and Dovizioso, and we'll have a look at Deal. He's actually caught a little bit up to Chaco. Here with Cox, and he's going to have a look up the inside. He's a little bit closer this time. But Dovizioso holds around the outside. Final lap now in Mexico. And Jamie Cox up the inside there, and he gets the job done nicely to demote Dovizioso back down into 4th place. Cox will take the final podium as it is. There's still 1 lap to go, and Chaco losing the rear end on corner entry. And he's put it off the road! Deal moves to the front then for BRT. You could sense that something like that maybe would have happened. You didn't think it actually would. Of course. I say that, Deal isn't out of the woods yet either. He's got to get through all of these corners. We've seen that even in slightly less wet conditions. They've made mistakes coming through here. He's made it through not too bad. Chaco under a little bit of pressure here from Cox. But Pablo Deal out of nowhere from 15th on the grid. That's a new record. He will win the Mexican Grand Prix for BRT. A fantastic effort there from Deal as Chaco and Cox come across the line.
We're in the point.
Sharp, Burner, Black, Utsa will hold Bailey, Herbert in 10th there. McNamara's come out of nowhere. Challenging the defending champion. Needed another lap and he could have gotten points almost. Rantabar Rinyaho comes across. Graham, then we find Lintner a lot further back. Engbrink, Sigalakis, I think Barrett's still going, yeah. And so, as the rain comes down extremely thick and fast, it is Pablo Deal who survived. There's no other way of putting it. Confirmation of the results, and Pablo Deal, by 2.5 seconds from Chaco, wins the Mexican Grand Prix. It's a massive shame for Chaco, no doubt. That would have been his and Falcon's first win, but instead Deal continues, well, from last season in a way. He gets the first win on the combined Americas continent, and who knows, it could be the start of another championship battle for him. So yes, Chaco in second, Cox comes to third, and a fantastic effort for him as well. With Dovizioso, for a while it seemed like he might just hold on, but it seemed, I think he really didn't do himself any favours with allowing the lapped Tom Barrett to go through, and just gave a lot of time to all of his chasers. Rob Sharp gets into 5th place from 21st, which is a fantastic effort for him. It's a long way back. Same with Stefan Burner. Both of them started on the last row of the grid, and they both get to 5th and 6th. It's a very good effort. Ben Utsa makes it a pretty good day for BRT. In 8th, Matt Bailey and Ben Herbert get a double points finish for RD. And then behind, Hunsley will take 11th for DTK. James McNamara should have really been in the points, but instead he'll be in 12th and only a minuscule amount behind Hunsley. Probably would have gotten him and Herbert on the last lap. Who knows if there was a lap to go. Rautavara is 13th, quite a bit down for Apex. Rinyaho in 14th for DTK. Then we have Graham, Lintner, Engbrink and Sigalakis close together. Barrett was our final finisher, and then we have Saeed and Martins for Cedars. They could have had a fantastic day today, but Saeed put it into the wall with a handful of laps to go. Martins had a transmission failure, not to mention that he tipped Daniel Harvey and took a pretty spectacular roll at the first corner, which meant for Harvey that was going to be a retirement. Every day of the week we'll have a look at the fastest lap of the race, and that goes to Tapio Rinyaho, the DTK. Just ahead of Manola Sigalakis, so it's interesting to see when that actually happened. I'm not exactly sure. Have a quick look at the lap chart, and oh, goodness gracious me. You know, if anybody can make any idea of all of that, all those lines in the middle there, you know, you've done well. You know, we can see Burner here. Well, that's fantastic. That's a great effort. Rob Sharp is similar. He's driving very well towards the end there. Cox found himself onto the podium. Not too bad. Yeah, not much can be said about that. Dovizioso saw the lead a few times. Ultimately couldn't hold on to it. Rautavara had a spin. Bailey led a few laps. Had to pit again, but found himself into the first points of the season for him. McNamara went up. McNamara came down. McNamara almost went up again. Not quite. Yeah, very interesting. So there you have it, the Mexican Grand Prix. Whew. Well, we got through it. Whew. That's a very interesting race, no doubt. Be good to see how everyone reacts to it. It's yeah, I'm still a bit speechless from it. I mean, that's a fantastic final 5 laps. Great for the sport, great for the viewers. Team managers and drivers alike are probably not very happy with what's transpired, but just gonna have to accept that, I guess. Sorry about that, but that's how it is. So then, from here in Mexico City, that is all for tonight. Thank you very much for watching. Good night.